Ever scroll through endless job postings? Or worse, find yourself on the other side, drowning in a sea of applications?
It's a jungle out there.
Yeah. Hiring these days,
Yeah.
it's a minefield. But no worries, today's deep dive is all about navigating this crazy job market, giving you the edge, whether you're hunting or hiring.
Let's do it.
Okay, so I was listening to this podcast, right? And they were talking about this talent drought. And it got me thinking,
It's not just it's like,
a desert.
yeah. Especially in specialized fields. Imagine needing a programmer who can also write poetry and analyze market trends.
Talk about a unicorn. Have you seen this firsthand?
Every day. It's this weird mix of tech evolving at warp speed and, honestly, education systems struggling to keep up. Plus, every company wants the best of the best. It's a candidate's world right now.
And if finding the right candidate wasn't hard enough, the hiring process itself feels like
An obstacle course designed by a committee.
100%. This podcast, they called it an obstacle course, and it's so true.
You've got these applicant tracking systems, right? Filtering resumes by keywords. Great in theory, but sometimes they reject perfectly good candidates because of some algorithm.
Oh, don't even get me started on those. I once got rejected from a job I was overqualified for. Like, seriously. Did a robot even glance at my resume?
Happens all the time. Then there's the interview marathon, personality tests, technical assessments, case studies. Looks like pick a struggle.
It's exhausting.
And while companies are trying to, minimize risk, they're also scaring away good people.
It's like they've forgotten there's a real person on the other side of that application.
Right. And speaking of disconnect, this podcast, they pointed out this hilarious communication gap between, like, HR and hiring managers.
Oh my gosh, yes. It's like they're speaking different languages. HR wants someone who checks every box on the job description, while the hiring manager is dreaming of someone who brings fresh ideas and vibes with the team.
Exactly. HR is all about those hard skills, the quantifiable stuff. But hiring managers, they know the magic is often in the soft skills. Communication, adaptability, problem solving, the human stuff.
And that's not always easy to put on a resume.
Yeah.
Like they say you can teach skills, but you can't teach someone to have good attitude.
Exactly. And this is where culture fit comes into play, right?
It was a big point in the podcast, and I totally agree. You can have someone who looks amazing on paper, but if they clash with the company culture, it's a disaster waiting to happen.
Huge turnover costs, team morale goes down, productivity plummets. It's a mess. Some companies are getting smart, though, using behavioral questions, even work simulations, to get a feel for how someone would actually fit in.
So what I'm hearing is it's not just about skills anymore.
It's about the whole package. Finding someone who not only has the chops, but also thrives in that company's unique environment. Someone who shares the company's values, their mission.
Right. It's about finding the puzzle piece that fits.
Yeah.
Not just jamming something in there because it looks kind of similar. So after this deep dive, where do we even begin? It feels like we've uncovered more questions than answers.
Maybe, but knowing the problem is half the battle, right? We need to rethink this whole process. Employers, job seekers, we need to be talking to each other, not past each other.
It's about empathy.
Yeah.
Remembering that there's a real person on the other side of that screen.
Exactly. Let's make this less about checking boxes and more about connecting,
Because at the end of the day, we're all just trying to find the right fit.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So there you have it. The hiring landscape may be tough, but by understanding the game, we can change the way we play it.
To better outcomes for everyone.
And that's a wrap on today's deep dive. Thanks for joining us.